Okay, so we're doing it this way to make sure that there's no issues, no interruptions, no problems. Because I am so confused as to what happened last time. Y'all, I was shook. I couldn't even believe. I was like, what just happened? And when I went back, it was so strange because it just kept echoing. It was odd. It was like it just wasn't meant to be. So, with all that said, what's up, turds and nerds, freaks and geeks, and all that's in between? It's me, your girl, Daisy Dame. Welcome to, and welcome back to my channel. I'm genuinely blessed to have you here. Today, we're going to talk about the whole Eugenia Jeffree and Jeffree Star thing, because I've been just keeping an eye on things like that, and their TikTok relationship and things that have happened recently are just very odd. And Eugenia Jeffree is a staple of these platforms, and so is Jeffree Star. They both have very interesting pasts, and I just find it really curious. And the last time I tried to talk about it, for whatever reason, it was just not working right. So I apologize for that. I feel really bad. But let's get to the holidaysy. If you haven't already, always check out my socials. I'm on Insta, Snap, Twitch, TikTok, X, wherever, okay? And I so appreciate you being here today. I missed you guys' faces so much. I feel like I've been gone on vacation or something for so long, but I've still been here and like doing work and such, but I just miss you guys a lot, and I'm just happy to be here with you especially. So the purpose of this stream is to discuss Eugenia and their recent relationship with Jeffree Star. And yes, I meant Jeffree Star, okay? So first, I kind of have to go over and explain each person and a little bit of a backstory to better help everyone understand why this is so much more worse than it looks right now, okay? And please do be aware this is just my opinion. Hi guys, thank you for joining me. It's so good to see you. I'm not, a licensed medical professional by any means, so just be aware of that, okay? Just giving my insights. But I did go to school for art therapy. So get out your mirrors and your favorite cosmetics as we dive into the absolute madness of the interwebs and some of the most terrible times, like MySpace. How you guys been? You sure do look swell. Hope you're ready for the holidaysy. Let's get to it. So Eugenia Jeffree is 29, okay? She's 29 years old, 29 years young, however you want to look at it. Born July 27th, 1994. She speaks very simplistically, and her audience is often those who are a bit younger. That's just the facts. Eugenia has struggled publicly, very publicly, for years, and people are well aware of that. By the way, please do hit the like, follow if you haven't already. It really means a lot, and it's free, and it takes 2 seconds. Thank you so much, because my analytics say half of the people are not subscribed, and I'm like, how are half the people not subscribed? You guys are amazing. Come on, we are the friends. Don't be shy. You can subscribe. Alrighty. So she, I don't know. I just feel like she never really verbalized her issue. She never had to, by the way. She never had to disclose her medical health to anyone. That's facts. Like, you can exist on the internet, whether you're big, small, tiny, anything in between. It really doesn't matter. You should have the ability to have access to the interwebs and not be shunned because of body size, right? I truly do believe that. But if it is a circumstance where it might be harming others, then it's something where it's a more nuanced conversation and it's worth looking at, okay? So it's very curious, their whole circumstance online so far, and it just brings us to Shane Dawson. And if you guys haven't heard about Shane Dawson, or if it sounds familiar, it's because they would do a lot of those conspiracy videos. They're considered to be the grandpa or one of the pioneers of YouTube, because they were on YouTube way back in the day when it started, before there was any real gain to be had. Oh, thank you for letting me know. Is it too quiet? I can get a little closer. Let's see. Let me try that. Hopefully that's better. Okay. So she links up with Shane Dawson, okay? That's no good, because Shane is just a wild one. And he's a bit of a diva, okay? Which is fine. Go off. But that's his own thing. So he was the pioneer on the, front lines of YouTube in the very start. And he's honestly a creeper who's made really messed up jokes. And I get it, times were edgier, but some of the jokes are just not appropriate at all. Oh, no problem. I got you. Thank you for letting me know. I really appreciate that. So, okay, Shane Dawson is also really close, of course, with Jeffree Star. And around 2017, Jane and Jane, that's what they should be called, Shane and Jeffree Star would be considered the top male creators on YouTube at that time for the beauty space, okay? For the whole like beauty sphere realm. There's drama in every subsect of YouTube. It just happens, you know, like it or not, that's what a part of it. So they would have been the top of the top for that time, around that time. And everything was either Jeffree Star approved or Shane Dawson was going over it in his conspiracy videos, like I said. So people would have seen them, they would have known about them, they just would have heard about them, okay? And they were known, like Shane was known for his vlog videos that were supposed to be like documentaries, but really they were just long vlogs. And people saw them as creative, but honestly it was pretty, I don't want to say subpar because I can see where they're going with their creativity, but as someone who taught myself to edit, okay, you know, okay. It is what it is. So he was working on that, and the thing is that he knew that Eugenia Cooney would be his biggest documentary yet, right? Like, he somehow changed the favor about Jake Paul. That alone should be a problem. Anyone trying to change your mind about Jake Paul or Logan Paul, that we should consider is a little sus, right? Maybe, I don't know. But what you should do is make up your mind for yourself always, okay? So he ends up changing the tide on Jake Paul, and again, knowing Eugenia would be the biggest documentary. And I want to, he says his name, Shane Lee Yaw, right? Had the confidence it took to get this done. He knew he wanted to do it. Yeah, right. I know. I was trying. Thank you. I appreciate that. I was trying. So it took, he took on this task, and we know this because he acted like a full diva, right? He was actually given a chance to work with Hollywood, and he freaking blew that, because whether he was acting or not, he did act like a diva, regardless. He was throwing tantrums. He was acting like his work was some masterpiece when it was about poop jokes. Okay? Like, again, okay? Just the genius of our time. Who knew, right? And I'm not downplaying his successes. His successes are his own, and he should own that. But just consider that's what you were known for, making a poop movie about poop, making fart jokes. Like, okay, awesome, cool. And honestly, it didn't even do that well in the box office, because it was this thing where different people made videos. It was all the same movie, but by 4 different people, and his was not the best rendition. Just saying. Anyways, let's move along. Sorry. Not sorry. He had a lot of drama. He was definitely a full diva, and he would endure like these parts of time where he would be on an upswing, and he would get a lot of attention, he would get a lot of views, and then he would go on a downswing where times were more controversial. He would get in trouble, he would misbehave, yeah, he would not be acting right. So to better understand everything with Eugenia and Jeffree, it's important to know about Shane, because Shane was the one that initiated the downfall of Eugenia Cooney. And that's the truth, and that's really sad. He knew by doing this documentary fresh out of her recovery, it was not going to go well. That's not appropriate. That should not have happened. This person literally was getting help. They were on the mend, and they were finally doing something for themselves. They finally were able to verbalize it. That was the first time in Eugenia's career that she had even mentioned that something could be wrong. That was strides. Strides were made. She was speaking clearer. She used words that took more than a brain cell to use. And again, to each their own. But if you're hungry and you're hungry all the time, or you're not taking care of yourself, you're not going to be able to function properly or even come up with any words, you know? So that's why things are so simple over there. That's why things are so repetitive over there, because it's comfortable for Eugenia. And honestly, all of it makes me very sad. So to better understand it all, as I said, we need to introduce a couple more people like Katie Morton and Jacqueline Glenn, okay? Because they play a big part in all this too. So when Shane wanted to interview and hang around with Eugenia, it was really a sensitive time, as I just stated. She had just gotten help, and this was because her original group of friends and Jacqueline Glenn. And honestly, I know she's probably tired of hearing it, but genuinely, Jacqueline Glenn seemed to be like one of the only people trying to do something for Eugenia, really looking out for her friend and saying, I love you, I don't want to lose you. Like, please, listen to us. They all talked to her about it, and it seemed like she was really trying to acknowledge it, but then at the same time, she was really struggling with it. Being away from your loved ones and feeling like you're incarcerated can be traumatizing. And so Eugenia took that time as a moment of that where she just did not fare well. She didn't do good. She didn't like the way it came about or happened, which fair, right? Nobody likes to be bamboozled, but at the same time, who else was standing up for her? Who else was risking for her? Like, who else really said, hey, how can I help? You know? I don't know. I just feel like that part is so tragic. Okay, so the craziest part is that Katie Morton, right. So this person who is like a therapist, but it's like a family therapist, something like this, okay? They are the ones that encourage Jacqueline Glenn to 5150 Eugenia. So they already know of Eugenia by the time they meet Eugenia for Shane Dawson's video. And it's like, that's weird. She clearly knew that Eugenia was put in this circumstance, but she played like she had no idea. But she was the one who brought it up and said, this is exactly what you can do, XYZ, that's how you do it. That's madness. Talk about multiple levels of manipulation, right? Like, oof, you know, with friends like that, my golly. Ugh. No bueno, okay? No bueno. So, I just don't understand why she would act like she didn't have any clue when she knew she had a clue. That's really frustrating. So, Eugenia was finally it seemed as though she was on the road to health and recovery, and everyone was rooting for Eugenia. They were seeing her thriving and like, hey girl, let's get it. Like, yeah, all for that. Everyone loves a success story. Everyone loves a comeback story more than that, you know? Genuinely, they love to see it. They love to see people pick themselves up and do the right thing by themselves and then come back healed and say, I was able to do that. That's so inspiring. Instead of those like the Nikocado avocados who aspire to be whatever the internet desires of him. How sad is that, y'all? How sad is that? That's terrible. This man is eating himself into a position where he might not ever come back out of that. That's facts. That is forever. That's forever. Oof. The lengths that people are willing to go and to push their bodies for fame on the internet is no bueno. It's not good. And the fact that our youth are then inspired by that, that's not good either, right? They think to be famous on the internet, this is what it takes. And that's not true. It's not true. Some people can be genuine. It may take longer, but it could still happen. So Shane's video was the return of Eugenia, and I think it was just too soon, okay? Let me attempt to make it easy for everybody one more time. Shane and Katie Norton were friends. We know this because she shows up in the video for Jake Paul. So Shane knows Katie. They've been known each other, and maybe Shane even knew what was going on with Eugenia before she did. Madness, right? So maybe it's Shane truly trying to better understand himself. Maybe that's partially why he chose Eugenia, because he was projecting himself and his struggles, and he thought, if I could show it through someone else, maybe? I don't know. I'm giving him a lot of grace in that, but just saying. Shane really wondered if Jake was a sociopath or a psychopath, but maybe once again, Shane was really wondering if he himself was. Maybe he chose people that he saw bits of himself within, you know? Just a thought. So Katie knows Jacqueline, and she ends up being the one who gives Jacqueline the idea. She shows back up in Shane's video about Eugenia, talks to Eugenia like she didn't know. Oh my gosh, that's mental head games right there. I would be so upset if I knew my friends did this. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like that would be a lot. If it was for, like, my betterment and my health, like, I get that part. But not to be so deceptive. I don't like that. So, I don't know. It's just odd. They're the ones that gave the idea of the 5150. And it really did upset them. It really did change things for them. Eugenia was in her mid-20s around this time and would describe that event as traumatic. But regardless of who liked it or not, Eugenia was the one that was finally getting help, right? And I only knew about a 5150 because my sister is a nurse, and it really did seem like Eugenia's only option. What else could they have done? Certain family members are behaving like all is well when that might not be the case. And that's more than bad, that's dangerous. Like, what if something were to happen? Do you know that there's been recent cases where a child passed from being hungry because the parent didn't feed them properly? Would this happen with Eugenia, even though she's 29? Could her mother still be in trouble? Like, I'm genuinely curious about that. Could she still face some of that? And especially with the way times are now, they better be careful. They better be careful. Eugenia was only gone for a short time, and then her return, I really do believe it was just too soon. They really tried to make light of it all, and it wasn't time for that. And Shane knows because Shane used to joke about Eugenia, just like Onision, just like all the other big creators. They would poke fun at her, and then they wanted to be her bestie. I wish that she had the strength in herself to say, walk on by. You know what I mean? Like, you were so rude. The nerve, the cojones, the gumption to then come back and say, will you please be my friend? We need your TikTok clout. I cannot stand the social climbing and the depravity in it, because it really is like the Tower of Babel, and people are just scratching and clawing their way up each other, willing to get one over on anyone just to get to the top. I don't like that. So Shane would go on to visit Eugenia, and this would cause many theories to be born on the internet. People were treating Eugenia like she was being held captive because there was locks on her door, like any other house should have. Really? Yeah, she might not be able to work all the locks, but literally most houses have locks on the door. So for the internet to go wild and be like, Eugenia is being held captive, like, hold up a minute, calm down, let's take a breath. Eugenia just has locks on the door. She even explained how old the house was. I don't know. I just seemed like that was a bit much. So it caused her to be at more risk because she was already in a sensitive place. Just saying. That's what that was about. So Shane was really criticized for such a bold move, but people really, were for it at the time, and many thought that it was a good thing. But I do believe that it was just too soon. So Shane Dawson likely told Jeffree Star about his earnings and how well things went when he did this as it pertains to Eugenia Cooney. He said that there was an opportunity to be had for Jeffree Star, and maybe, just maybe, Star knew that he wants to be popping on TikTok again too. He wanted to be in the good graces of the youth and get his name out there again so that his products would sell. The man is living on a yak farm in the middle of nowhere, okay? That's what it is. Spending all day on TikTok asking a 29-year-old to get him some clout. Can you bring me some clout on a silver platter, please? How crazy is this? Doesn't that just blow your mind? And then he makes fun of her, thinks he's going to give her a Make-A-Wish moment where he allows her to the store and she just gets like $400 in makeup, which, by the way, is like nothing to him. Absolutely nothing. But just saying, he does this like moment where he can get the praise of the people back, and it's like not okay. Not okay. So the convenient side of all that, right, is the fact that she now then has all this Jeffree Star makeup, and she's constantly using it, constantly promoting it. It's as if the poor baby girl is on a payroll now. It's like he must be giving her, just my opinion, a little bit of that makeup magic money to be doing that. Maybe, maybe. Because all of a sudden, it's my dear friend Eugenia. My dear friend Eugenia. Since when? Since when? Since you needed clout on the TikToks, my dude? Wow. It's like the freaking limbo. How low can you go? And these people will go all the way to the floor. And they don't even care. It's weird. It weirds me out. I don't get it. He's acting like some kind of mob boss out on his yak ranch, living out some kind of fantasy. I can't, y'all. I can't. Y'all already knew who Jeffree Star was, okay? So come on. Don't forget to hit that like and follow or subscribe if you haven't already. It would be super awesome, and I would love that. And especially since it's the holidays, y'all. You know I'm putting in all that effort, okay? Look at this. Look at all this effort right here. Effort. Okay, so yeah, he's living out his mob boss fantasy. Let's go on. And he really is spending all his time on TikTok. He wants the clout of Eugenia. He knows she has the crown of TikTok, and he's coming for it. He said, Eugenia, I want your crown of TikTok. Give it to me. And she said, okay, Jeffree. Okay, Jeffree. She was like, sure thing, you know. And it's like, girl, could you just, let's breathe a minute. Come on now. Okay. So Jeffree Star wanted the crown, like I said, and he uses Eugenia to convince others to get this makeup, right? She is the golden ticket. That's how he sees it. And it's as if Eugenia, she had shunned any other friend that she had, right? Like, genuinely. So Eugenia makes it really hard to sympathize or empathize or any of those with her because she behaves so entitled at times, and she lets the mean girl slip out. And that's another thing, especially with Jeffree. It seems like he encourages her to act more toxic. He encourages her to respond to only the toxic so that people will what? Pity her? That's not the best route. Like, that's not the best way to go about this. Just curious. Okay, don't worry, guys. There's just a bit more. Thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate you. It's been so good seeing you guys' faces. So, I think sometimes what's really underneath is a bunch of mean girls, and that is what it is. Shane, Jeffree, Eugenia, all of them, peas of a pod, mean girls, go off. Get in your little skirts and dance that Christmas number. Go off. Genuinely couldn't care less, right? But Jeffree Star is using Eugenia to push the products. Thank you guys for being here. So good to see you. Hi there. Happy holidaysy. Okay. And it wouldn't be so bad if Eugenia was still on the road to recovery and health and all that is good for her. But now she's putting herself aside once more for Jeffree Star. Can you, like, she just needs a minute to breathe. Can you leave the girl alone? So, if they were true friends, I think that they would say, take time and take all the time you want to work on what's best for you, to get better in your life. If you were a true friend, you would say, if you need anything, ever, let me know. Even if it's just hanging out, we have a movie night and we have some snacks. No pressure, no nothing, right? Like, that's a good friend. But no. Doing a Make-A-Wish moment in your store, giving her all this makeup to then push to the kids is not the look, not a vibe. Not at all. Like, why? I don't get it. I do get the logic because it's all gains and money to them, but it's like they're clawing at each other's feet for clout, and it's almost, I don't want to say pathetic, but like I don't know any other word right now. So if you can think of a different word, let me know, because I don't want to be so harsh. But especially around the holidays. So, oh my gosh, and Jeffree Star slapped a chip out of Trisha's hand. Think about that. What kind of person is that? Even if you think your friend is a bit on the plus size, you don't slap food out of their hand. That's not a joke. Do you know how absolutely upset she must have been after that? That's not funny. Like, I get it. I grew up with 2 older brothers, okay? I can take a harsh joke. But that's not funny. That's not a joke. It's like, come on, man. So if Shane Dawson cared, he would not have made Eugenia come back for this, the return of Eugenia Cooney. He would have given her the time to heal and let her continue to heal when she was at her best and admitting that she needed to heal. It was the prime moment for her to do the most work, and Shane Dawson stepped in and said, nay. How about not? How about turn around, go back the way you came, and you enjoy that? For his own personal gain. Nasty. Nasty people. It's terrible. Ugh. It's such a dog-eat-dog world out there, y'all. I can't take it sometimes. Ugh. Do please hit the like, though. It's the only thing I'll ever beg you for, and it really means a lot. Let's move along. There's a bit more, okay? So, Shane and Katie know the vulnerable place that Eugenia was in, and they continued on with the documentary as if all was good, as if that was just fine, dang well knowing her sensitivity, the place she was in, vulnerable, all this. That's not good, okay? I really do believe that Jacqueline was one of the truest friends. You want to know why? And I'm going to say it right now. Here it is. Very simple. She left her alone. She left Eugenia alone to heal, to overcome, to be able to just cope in her own way, you know, and try and make it through the world. Eugenia Cooney will never rest as long as she's on Jeffree Star's payroll. Jeffree Star takes full advantage of someone who has been through enough in their life, who admittedly said that they were bullied and had not been well. And he's just allowing it and doing it in front of everyone. That's so frustrating. It is absolutely terrible. Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson are both very no bueno, okay? To do this to someone, not just once, but twice. Twice you did this to Eugenia, and you want to play, we're besties, my dear friend Eugenia. Oh, Eugenia, snap back at these haters. They're just haters, Eugenia. Are you serious? Is that really how she should respond? With a, like, snarky response? It's not going to help. Being a mean girl is not going to fix that. It's just a Band-Aid over a big wound that she needs to work on. And that's what he's allowing. He's allowing that Band-Aid. He's like, you're good, girl. Keep pushing. Get those new makeups out there. Got a new one coming out this week. There's been 4 this week, Jeffree. I'm so tired. Well, you better get comfy. Get on that pink couch, because there's another one coming next week, too. Like, my goodness. It's not good. And she will sit there, and she'll be forced to sit there, and the internet will have to watch as one of the most prolific creators on Twitch, on YouTube, on these different platforms, fade away for a freaking lion or a galaxy. That's sad, y'all. That's sad. And if you take anything from this, don't let anyone take advantage of you. Take care of you. Don't let anyone do that, okay? Take care of yourself. Take care of your loved ones. I know right now, like especially during the holidays, people struggle. And just know, I'm here for you. You're not alone. You are worthy. And everyone goes through these struggles. And know that no matter who you are, even if you're Eugenia, you are not alone. You're not the only one who has been through what you've been through. Other people have felt that pain. They've been to those dark, lonely places. And to just sit there in your pain and not allow real help and let the light in, what good will that do? And for such a beautiful person who seems to really shine from the inside, I just don't understand. I don't understand why they won't let the light in. Why won't they give it a chance? Why won't they try, right? So I get it. Like some days, even brushing your teeth can be the hardest thing. But what you do is the next best thing always. Even if it's a little something, as long as you got that, like that's great. That's a step in the right direction. No matter how big or small, they do deserve to be appreciated and valued, and it's a good thing, right? I really do wish there was a way to turn around the mirror on Eugenia and show her, and that she would just come to her senses and realize, you know, that with how driven she is, in the state that she's in, she could only be so successful, you know what I mean? Like so much more insanely successful if she was really feeling at her best. Like imagine if she did take the time to care for herself. Imagine if she did feel like she had full energy. I'm just saying, everyone loves a comeback story, and that would be amazing. It would make it easier on her. She would be able to sleep at night, and maybe people wouldn't be so cruel. And then she wouldn't have to respond in a snarky way and then just make everyone come up with more theories, you know? Eugenia, in my opinion, like I said, not a professional. She does seem to have some codependency with Jeffree, and that's not helpful. I understand that when you feel so alone, you will accept just about anybody as a friend, even if they're not the best person for you. Sorry. I hope that didn't just mess up the stream. I'm sorry, oh no. Okay, don't worry. There's only like another minute or two. Hang in there, guys. You're doing great. I'm the one under these warm lights. No, I'm kidding. My nose is about to start running, though. You can hear it. Okay. Nobody should have to bow down to Jeffree Star. Eugenia shouldn't have to feel that way. She shouldn't have to feel like she's not on his level, because she is, if not already beyond it. She does diversify what he's doing, and it does get everything out there. I think that maybe if she had mods step in, that would really help out, but she won't allow it because those are the types of comments that she chooses to interact with, which doesn't help. Feeding the trolls never helps. Jeffree Star is using Eugenia Cooney to his benefit, regardless. And it's not cool. It's not good. It's no bueno. I don't know why this cycle repeats, but I do hope that one day she'll be able to get off that crazy carousel. So, like I said, take care of yourselves and your loved ones. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and joining me for this Holidaysy live stream. I really do appreciate you guys, and I miss you so much. Don't forget, check me out on Whatnot, DameVonBonDaisy. I'm also on Facebook, DameVonBonDaisy. There's Insta, Snap, and X, and TikTok. That's all modmaggieart. Check me out there. I'm pretty much all over. But we do have lots of really cool stuff. I know, it's not good. It's not good. I agree. I've got lots of goodies, so don't be shy. Check those out. But do understand, always take care of yourselves and your families first, okay? There's no pressure ever, okay? And I tell you all the time, only when you, like, check your couch and you have a quarter left over, that's when you worry about your girl, okay? But until I see you soon, have a happy Holidaysy. Stay safe out there. Tell your loved ones you love them. You don't need an excuse, okay? Don't wait till it gets weird and you're like, why are you hugging me? Okay? Just let them know they are loved. And I adore you too. And thank you guys for hanging out with me. And I'll see you soon. Bye, guys. And don't take advantage of people. That's not nice.